I think we've gone from a state of a bit of confusion, uncertainty from Q1 or like, that, holiday period last year into start of this year, where buyers are thinking, what's actually going to happen in the market? Property prices have been growing. Have certain markets peaked? Should I be buying that location? Elections are coming, negative gearing. All these questions were kind of running through the mind. And since then, we've had a landslide victory from the election perspective. So policies are very clear. People understand what's going to happen. And they
Yeah.
understand it's very bullish for property now, especially with those new first home buyer schemes we've covered, but we can touch on again. They start Jan 1st, 2026. And obviously rate cuts have begun. So since rate cuts, that confidence, we've always been talking about consumer sentiment, confidence in the market, people rushing back in. So I've seen live, like from the last 6 months, buyers go from uncertainty, let's just wait on the sideline, into now confidence and even getting into FOMO stage, to be completely honest with you. And you mentioned you're seeing properties wrapped up, under a few days, not going to own home opens. We're seeing that in a lot of markets today. So if you look at, the core logic, prop track indexes, the national level, capital cities are growing like 1 to 2% a month today. But again,
Yeah.
there's markets within markets. We're seeing suburbs performing at double-digit growth in these first 6 months alone this year. And I'm not joking, like I've been on the obviously phone with agents every single day. There are still markets in Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide today, Queensland, where properties aren't going to home open, or if they are going to home open, there are multiple offers ready to go. People are even going unconditional now. So it's becoming actually harder for us to secure the right deal for our clients because we have to negotiate the right protections, the right clauses. We're not just going to rush into a deal with firm, obviously. So if I'm securing something, we're going to go in with a finance clause, a building and pest clause, make sure there's no risk to the clients. But there are other buyers in today's market that are just going in unconditional offers, taking that risk on
Yep.
themselves, not even worrying about a building or pest inspection. There's so many things happening. And that's where, when you're on the ground and you get that kind of real insight from the agents, you can see live what happens before the data results come out. So when we're
Yeah.
seeing these numbers like, 2% growth in Melbourne or 5% growth in Perth or whatever it is, on the ground now, right now, there is FOMO. And that will again come into the data over the next 2, 3 months. And that's where I think you'll see more FOMO come into the market as rate cuts continue. So properties become more affordable because the by spending, their borrowing powers will increase. And then you've got the favorable first home policies coming in Jan 1st, 2026. And that will just create a whole rush of new buyers, first home buyers who couldn't afford a property today, but they will be able to buy property soon. So it's kind of like we've got this